Every time my husband embarks on a business trip, my dog Max steps up in a way that never fails to amaze me. This is not just a routine. It's a heartfelt connection that unfolds with each departure, revealing the depth of our bond and the loyalty of my furry companion. What happens next is a tale of companionship and unwavering support that transforms those lonely days into something truly special. When Adrian is gone, an inescapable wave of loneliness washes over me, enveloping my very being. The sprawling house in Clapham, nestled within the serene embrace of London, envelopes me in a profound sense of tranquility. Yet, in the absence of my husband on those business trips, that tranquility transforms into an oppressive weight. Adrian navigates the fast-paced world of consulting, where the call of distant cities and the thrill of new experiences beckon him to travel frequently. At times, he vanishes for just a few days. But there are moments when his business trips stretch into an entire week, leaving an unsettling silence in his absence. In his absence, the silence of this house becomes a palpable void, echoing with the weight of what is missing. The weight of that feeling envelopes the room, wrapping around me like a shroud, deepening the sense of isolation that gnaws at my soul. Life with Adrian unfolds in a tapestry of stability and joy, each moment woven together with threads of contentment. Yet in his absence, the world dims, shrouded in a cold shadow, devoid of the warmth that only he can ignite. As dawn breaks, I find myself solitary in the vast expanse of the room, the silence wrapping around me like a shroud. As the sun dips below the horizon and I step through the door after a long day, the house transforms into a hollow shell, echoing with silence. The house is enveloped in an eerie stillness, each sound swallowed by the heavy silence, leaving an unsettling sense of abandonment in the air. I sought to pierce the heavy silence that enveloped me, turning to music, the flickering images of the TV, and the captivating narratives of audiobooks to fill the void. Yet, an emptiness lingered within me, unquenchable and profound. After dinner, silence enveloped the room, leaving me in solitude. The living room felt vast and empty, the big couch looming like a silent sentinel. The TV flickered to life, casting a glow in the dimness, yet my mind wandered elsewhere, detached from the images on the screen. My thoughts whirled in a relentless storm, and the suffocating grip of loneliness clung to me like a shadow. Silence enveloped me, leaving only the echo of my thoughts in the stillness. To my relief, I discovered I wasn't entirely on my own. Max, my steadfast Rottweiler, stood by my side as an unwavering ally through those tumultuous times. Max had been by my side for the past 5 years, ever since he was a clumsy little puppy, full of boundless energy and mischief. Even though he could never fill the void left by Adrian, Max's presence had a way of easing the weight of solitude that often pressed down on me. In the silence of Adrian's absence, as he ventured into the world of business, Max stood as my unwavering anchor, the sole friend I could confide in. His unwavering presence enveloped me like a warm embrace, a steadfast anchor in the storm of my solitude, soothing the gnawing emptiness within. The soft swish of Max's tail as I stroked his fur served as a poignant reminder that despite Adrian's absence, a loyal companion still stood by my side. In my moments of solitude, Max stood unwavering, a steadfast presence in the storm of my emotions. Though he remained silent, each piercing glance from Max felt as if he could read the depths of my emotions. Even in the moments when Adrian's absence weighed heavily on my heart, the depth of Max's gaze offered a flicker of companionship, reminding me that I was not entirely alone in this vast world. Yet, what truly set this apart was the profound realization that my bond with Max transcended the ordinary bounds of human and pet companionship. It transcended mere existence. With each passing day, the weight of my dependence on him grew heavier, not merely to fill the void of my solitude, but for a deeper, unspoken reason that lingered in the shadows of my heart. The intensity of Max's gaze held a depth that pierced through the chaos of my thoughts. He was a constant presence, a steadfast anchor in my moments of despair, making me believe he grasped the very essence of my struggles in a way that no one else ever could. Silence enveloped us, a heavy blanket of unspoken understanding, yet the weight of sympathy radiated from those eyes, piercing through the stillness. Yet that feeling, relentless and undeniable, surged within me, intensifying with each passing day. Every night as Adrian slipped away, it wasn't merely the haunting silence of the house that left me feeling hollow. Max was awakening something profound within me, A sensation that filled an aching emptiness I had long tried to ignore. A chasm I had never acknowledged loomed larger than life, only becoming apparent when his presence transformed into an irreplaceable force in my world. He was more than a mere dog. He was my steadfast companion, a loyal spirit intertwined with my own. He was woven into the very fabric of my being, as if he had reached into the hidden recesses of my soul, awakening parts one never knew were there. The moments Max and I shared, with him lying beside me, his tail wagging joyfully in the air, stirred something deep within me. A bond forged in the shadows. That feeling deepened with every heartbeat. Each time he lay faithfully at my feet, each time my fingers glided over his silky fur, I felt an unseen force, a powerful connection that transcended the visible world, binding us together in a profound way. There were moments when I found myself ensnared in an unfamiliar sensation, a profound intimacy that eluded definition yet pulsed with undeniable truth. He had an uncanny ability to perceive my sadness, to know precisely when I craved comfort, when the weight of loneliness pressed down on me, and I longed for someone to share the burden. Those eyes, forever fixed on me with a warmth that seemed to pierce through the chaos, ignited an undeniable yearning deep within my heart. Yet the undeniable reality was that, whether I liked it or not, I found myself leaning on Max increasingly. His presence had woven itself into the very fabric of my existence, an inescapable thread that I could neither sever nor overlook. In the solitude of those moments, my thoughts began to crystallize, sharpening with each passing second. In my search for solace, I came to a profound realization. Max had been my unwavering companion all along, a steadfast friend who never faltered in his loyalty. Max transcended the role of a mere companion during the tranquil evenings. He evolved into an essential force in the tapestry of my existence. Slowly, our bond transformed from mere companionship between a human and a dog into something profound, transcending all that I had ever envisioned. Each time I experienced that hollow ache within, the simple act of bending down to caress his velvety fur filled the void, making the world around me fade into insignificance. I found myself enveloped in a newfound sense of ease. The warmth radiating from Max enveloped me, igniting a deep connection between us. It felt like an unseen embrace, wrapping around my soul, easing the worries and pains that lingered unspoken within me. Each time I gazed into Max's luminous eyes, I didn't just see a dog. I glimpsed a genuine companion, a bond that transcended the ordinary. He grasped the depths of my emotions in a way that transcended mere understanding. It felt as though he could perceive the shattered fragments of my soul, the ones I had always been too afraid to confront. Each glance he cast my way was steeped in a profound understanding and a comforting warmth, as though he had dwelled in the shadows of my emotions for ages, patiently awaiting my recognition. As time passed, the connection between Max and me deepened, evolving into an unbreakable bond, a hidden yet powerful connection, tying me to him in a manner I had never envisioned. One fateful night, as I lingered in solitude on the couch, enveloped by the stillness of my room, a profound realization washed over me. Adrian's absence no longer echoed with the same haunting emptiness it once did. My heart still clung to him, yet a void within me had been consumed by something darker. In his quiet presence, Max revealed the art of finding solace in solitude, how to confront the abyss of your own mind. I found myself grappling with a truth I was reluctant to face. I craved something more than mere companionship, yet a companion whose heart resonated with mine, grasping every nuance and whisper of my soul. There were nights when sleep eluded me, wrapping me in a cloak of restless shadows. My mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, each one colliding with the next in a chaotic dance. Yet Max remained a constant presence. Reclining beside me, his head lay on my leg, a silent vow lingering in the air between us. With each breath he drew, a profound realization washed over me. He was so much more than just a dog. He was a steadfast companion, unwavering in loyalty, who stood by my side during my most vulnerable times, who could envelop me in a sense of security without uttering a single word. In that instant, a profound truth washed over me. Our bond had transcended the boundaries of mere friendship. Their lives intertwined in a complex dance, two beings sharing a space that held secrets and unspoken tensions. This bond is a profound understanding, a bond so rare, it eludes me in every other soul I encounter. Neither Adrian nor any of my other friends, Max embodies the essence of unwavering loyalty, standing by his friends through thick and thin. Yet, he has woven himself into the very fabric of my being, as if a fragment of my very essence. Now, I find it impossible to envision my existence without him. As the days unfold, I find it impossible to ignore the subtle shifts in my relationship with Adrian, each moment weaving a new thread in our shared tapestry. Something unspeakable stirs within me, a dark presence that demands to be acknowledged, an enigmatic expanse that eludes my comprehension. In the days we spent together, we forged a life that felt unshakable. Yet, an unsettling realization creeps in. What we share seems to have morphed into nothing more than a routine, a mere echo of something once vibrant. The mornings now echo with silence devoid of laughter's warmth. The late nights have become solitary shadows, echoing with the absence of companionship. Yet, all that remained was an oppressive silence. Adrian and I appear to be lost in the depths of our own worlds. He finds himself perpetually swept away on business trips. And I, amidst the lingering twilight hours. Only Max stands beside me. Reluctance grips me, a heavy weight in my chest. The truth lingers just out of reach, taunting me with its undeniable presence. Yet, with each moment Adrian spins away, a singular truth crystallizes in my mind. The chasm that separates us transcends mere physical distance. Yet, it all comes down to emotions. We have grown so familiar with one another. Engulfed in the monotony of our daily routines, we drift through life, oblivious to the vital moments that slip through our fingers. The conversations have lost their depth. The hugs have lost their warmth, a chilling reminder of what once was. A sensation washes over me, as if we are sharing the very same space, bound by the walls that surround us. Yet, they existed in realms apart. At times, I find myself questioning whether we truly grasp the depths of one another's souls anymore. In the shadows, Max remains a constant presence, never leaving my side, not for a heartbeat. He never probes into the depths I wish to keep hidden. It doesn't burden me with guilt for actions I never took. Doesn't cast a shadow of judgment upon me. Max requires no words to understand. He lingers silently beside me, a steadfast presence in the shadows, grasping the depths of my being in a manner I never imagined could exist. Each time I found myself adrift. In those fleeting moments when Max raised his head and locked his gaze onto mine, the world around us faded away. It brought back the realization that solitude was a mere illusion. My bond with Max was intensifying, weaving itself into the very fabric of our lives. An unwavering presence that demanded my attention. And then one fateful day, as I gazed into the depths of the mirror, I came face to face with a truth I had long been unwilling to acknowledge. My dependence on Max had grown too deep. He had transformed into the sole confidant with whom I could bare my soul, voicing my deepest fears and anxieties, free from the shackles of judgment. In the shadows of my heart, I had turned to Max, whose understanding seemed to bridge the chasm that Adrian remained blind to. Yet, was I truly searching for solace in the companionship of a dog? Had I leaned too heavily on a bond that was never meant to exist? The guilt surged within me, a relentless tidal wave crashing against the shores of my conscience. Yet, I found myself unable to halt my relentless pursuit. Max stood by my side, the sole figure who refused to walk away. He was the unwavering presence, the steadfast anchor in my stormy seas, always there when I needed him most. In a world that was shifting beneath my feet, uncertainty loomed large. Yet, amidst the chaos, there was a singular refuge, a place where love enveloped me and understanding wrapped around my heart like a warm embrace. And that was with Max, the kind of moment that lingered in the air, heavy with unspoken words and electric tension. That sensation pulled me further and further into an abyss of emotion that defied explanation. Yet, in those fleeting moments, did I truly come to understand that what I yearned for was the very essence I discovered in Max? Was I adrift in a relationship that only Max and I could truly comprehend? This sensation, akin to an unseen tether that ensnared me, rendering any thought of escape utterly futile. This relationship, though far from flawless, enveloped me in a warmth of love so profound that I had never experienced it from anyone else, not even from Adrian. With each passing day, a nagging question haunted my thoughts. Was I becoming too reliant on Max? Was I searching for something within this relationship that I had never summoned the courage to confront? The strange feeling intensified within me, a smoldering fire that raged on, defying every attempt to extinguish it. In Max, I discovered a spark that eluded me and everyone else. A connection that transcended the need for words. A mysterious bond lingered in the air. One I couldn't quite put into words. Max was a constant presence, unwavering and steadfast. Silently yearning with no demands made. Seeking silence. Merely existing in that moment was all that mattered. Yet, as I approached him, an unsettling sense of conflict began to envelop me, pulling me deeper into a web of uncertainty. Max's presence captivated me. There was something profoundly comforting about his silent presence beside me. Yet, it was his presence that illuminated the voids in my existence. Chasms I had once mastered the art of concealing, buried deep within thoughts I feared to acknowledge. As I confronted those tumultuous feelings, a haunting question echoed in my mind. Is this love consuming the other relationships that weave through my life? Every time Adrian was away, an undeniable truth emerged. The bond between Max and me grew stronger, weaving a connection that felt both thrilling and inevitable. Max stood as my last remaining ally, woven into the very fabric of my existence, inseparable and irreplaceable. He grasped my essence with such clarity. It felt as though he could perceive the emotions swirling within me, even those I struggled to articulate. In those fleeting moments, a revelation washed over me. I was surrendering a piece of my heart to Max, a piece I had once kept solely for Adrian. At times, it seemed as though I was trapped in a bewildering reality, where nothing was as it appeared. A reality that left me grappling in the shadows, uncertain and unprepared. How can I put into words this overwhelming sensation that grips my very core? How could I convince myself that I craved not merely a companion, but a soulmate destined to intertwine with my very essence? A person I thought possessed the ability to perceive and comprehend everything I dared not share with anyone else. This dependence, though tender, forged an unbreakable connection, rendering it impossible for me to part ways with Max. In that moment, it felt as if the universe had shrunk to just the two of us, enveloping us in an intimate bubble where nothing else existed.
No, Adrián.
Just you. No one else. I hesitated to voice these emotions. I struggled to acknowledge the truth. I was ensnared in a relationship that deep down I knew I shouldn't have felt this way about. Yet within me an undeniable force stirred. A bond that transcends every word and thought I could ever express. And then a thought struck me like lightning. Had I finally uncovered the treasure I had been seeking all along within this peculiar bond of friendship? Had I truly discovered a love so pure, so unselfish, so undemanding? Something I had never experienced from anyone else before? The question whirled relentlessly in my mind, a tempest that obscured any hope of clarity. In that fleeting moment as I sat beside Max, my fingers gliding over his velvety fur, an undeniable truth washed over me. I had discovered something truly invaluable, and perhaps the moment had come for me to embrace this truth. The undeniable reality. Sometimes the truths we uncover reveal that the things we yearn for do not always arise from the connections we anticipate. Perhaps I had discovered what I truly sought in the unwavering companionship of a loyal dog. A soulmate I failed to recognize until the moment slipped away, leaving me with a haunting sense of what could have been. Each moment I spent in silence with Max, my fingers gliding over his velvety fur, an inexplicable warmth seeped into my very being. In those fleeting moments, it was as if time itself had come to a standstill. The chaos of the world melted into the background, leaving just him and me enveloped in a cocoon of warm silence. In that fleeting moment, a profound truth washed over me. I was not merely seeking companionship. I was yearning for a deep, abiding peace. A sanctuary where I could release all my burdens, allowing my heart to soar free. In these fleeting moments, I felt the weight of a harsh reality settling in. One I had desperately tried to evade for far too long. Not all connections are forged between people, and at times the companions we cherish may not be those we envision. Max, embodying unwavering loyalty and a love that knew no bounds, revealed to me that solace often lies in the most surprising of corners. He stood by me, a silent presence, offering no judgment, no questions, just his unwavering support. An authentic presence that compelled me to confront my true self. Though I struggled to find the words, the sensation coursed through me with each breath Max drew, resonating in the depths of my being. Silence enveloped him, a heavy cloak that required no words, no actions. The weight of unspoken thoughts hung in the air, thick and palpable. Yet Max's eyes, those deep wells of understanding and tenderness, served as a mirror, revealing every hidden emotion, every unspoken thought I was too afraid to confront. His mere existence filled the empty spaces in my heart that I couldn't quite comprehend. Each time I faced the mirror, my reflection revealed an undeniable truth that clawed at the edges of my consciousness. My reliance on Max had grown into something profound, an unspoken bond that defied explanation. He had woven himself into the very fabric of my existence, an essential thread I could no longer imagine life without. At times, I found myself questioning whether I was evading something far more profound, a gnawing loneliness, an emptiness that loomed large, one that I couldn't quite grasp until Max was gone. Yet it was Max, in his profound silence, who revealed to me that true comfort often transcends the need for words. In the stillness of the moment, the mere presence of another being, even a loyal dog, can weave a comforting spell, soothing the unvoiced fears that linger in the shadows. My perception of Max transformed. He became something far beyond a mere dog. He stood by my side, unwavering and steadfast, a beacon of inspiration in the darkest of times, illuminating my path when I felt adrift. In the endless stretch of long, monotonous days, when the weight of loneliness pressed heavily upon me, it was Max who ignited a spark within, reminding me that each morning still held a glimmer of purpose, a spark to ignite the journey ahead. As I sat in the stillness with only Max by my side, it struck me that our bond transcended mere silence. It was a profound connection that pulsed between us, unspoken yet unmistakable. A quest for spiritual salvation, elusive and unattainable in every corner I searched. Though I struggled to articulate the depths of these emotions, a singular truth resonated within me. In a world swirling with uncertainty, Max stood as my unwavering anchor, the sole source of solace amidst the chaos. In those fleeting moments that wove themselves into the fabric of my existence, a profound truth began to dawn on me. The love I harbored for Max transcended the boundaries of mere friendship. It was an essential force, a lifeline that defied explanation. Amidst the turmoil of my emotions, one truth stood clear. This connection filled a chasm within me that I had never known how to bridge. As I gazed into Max's eyes, an unexpected warmth enveloped me, revealing a profound solace and a spiritual anchor I had never known I was searching for. There were moments when I sensed I had pushed beyond the boundaries of my own endurance. It was unsettling to realize just how much I relied on a dog. Yet, it was Max who unveiled the profound truth that love often springs from the most unexpected sources. In the most surprising corners of life, empathy and connection can blossom in ways we never anticipated. That was the essence of what I experienced in this relationship. As I ran my fingers through Max's velvety fur, his warm presence beside me in the hushed evenings chased away the shadows of solitude that once lingered in my heart. In that moment I understood a profound truth. Some depths of loneliness cannot be bridged by mere words or gestures from others. At times, solace lies in the mere existence of another soul beside you. Silence speaks volumes. Simply existing in that moment. In that instant, clarity washed over me. The bond one shared with Max transcended the limitations of language, revealing a profound significance that I had never dared to envision. In a moment of clarity, it struck me like a bolt of lightning. My life was not solely defined by Adrian or anyone else. Max, whether present or absent, loomed large in the tapestry of my existence. He was not merely a substitute, but a wellspring of inspiration, a silent companion to whom I could reach out in my darkest hours. It is this friendship, with all its complexities and gifts, that has shown me how to confront the shadows of loneliness and discover tranquility in the most ordinary moments. A sense of calm washes over me as I contemplate the future, replacing the fear and uncertainty that once clouded my mind. No matter the trials that lie ahead, I can feel the unwavering presence of Max beside me, a steadfast companion in the face of uncertainty, a devoted companion, a constant source of strength, an unyielding force in the tapestry of life. And perhaps that is the one thing I crave above all else in this life.